Good day, gentle viewer. Once again, I find myself at the helm of Rule 3's longest running feature. That means it's time to shamelessly gush about movies I like, pretend I can predict a movie's quality, make a weird joke to seem quirky, make a self-deprecating joke to seem relatable, and to steal music from a Quentin Tarantino movie. Speaking of... I will bet you a like on this video that the following sentence is something you have never heard before. So Transformers got me thinking. There's gotta be another movie that I really enjoy, even if I can't figure out if it's good or bad. More than that, I don't care if it's good or bad. I didn't have to look far, because another example of that mindset also happened to be a big, loud action flick. I'm of course referring to The Expendables 2. Even as someone who has never seen most of the 80s action flicks Expendables pays homage to, in fact I haven't seen practically any movie from the 80s, seriously, none of these, I can't help but enjoy this violent romp to relive the glory days of these actors' earlier careers. Now let's not pretend that this film is anything more than a vanity project. This is a love letter from the stars to themselves. It'd be embarrassing if it wasn't so sincere. So what makes Expendables 2 so great? Well, the action, obviously. But before we get to that, I'd like to point out that the stuff around the action is still acceptable. There aren't any bad performances, the story works even though it's a bit slow at spots, and the emotional weight revolving around simple revenge is solid enough, and a smart pick because I doubt this film could pull off anything deeper. But enough about that, let's talk about the action. It's fast, it's explosive, it's bloody, it's incredibly well choreographed, it's well shot and well edited, it's just a joy to watch. I really can't stress just how fun this action is. I was grinning like an idiot whenever there were bullets flying. There's a clear passion to it, and you can't help but get into it. I can't say that Expendables 2 is my favorite action movie, nor can I say it's the best action movie, but I am tempted to say it's the ultimate action movie. And any movie worthy of being called that is definitely worth checking out. Man, this fourth movie in the franchise is just totally unnecessary. I mean, they did the trilogy, that should have been the end of it. But the fourth is a return to form, it feels fresh and exciting again. No, the fourth is by far the worst in the series. What are you talking about? The worst is definitely the second, there's no question. Whatever. Man, this fourth movie in the franchise is just totally unnecessary. I mean, they did the trilogy, that should have been the end of it. But the fourth is a return to form, it feels fresh and exciting again. No, the fourth is by far the worst in the series. What are you talking about? The worst is definitely the second, there's no question. Whatever. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides is one of those movies that I just don't understand all the criticism for. It's most likely just franchise fatigue, because I don't see the terribleness in this fourth installment that many people claim is there. The story is much smaller than especially the third movie, which is definitely for the best. It's gone back to just Jack Sparrow and crew searching for a singular supernatural treasure. Now that sounds simple enough, but it isn't in the end. One of my favorite things about this movie is the way that the many groups searching for the Fountain of Youth will come into conflict and intersect one another. It leads to some very interesting plot elements, especially in the climax of the film. Sure, discount Will and Elizabeth are bland, but Depp is as good as ever, McShane has a lot of fun as Blackbeard, and Rush continues to breathe life into a wonderful character that a lesser actor would have given up on many films ago. Is On Stranger Tides a great film? No, but it is a good one. It has an excellent pace and is full of enjoyable sword fights and creative set pieces. Now, of course it doesn't hold a candle to the original masterpiece, but the next time you're in the mood for a fun adventure, please do not overlook Jack's latest excursion.
There should be a captain in there somewhere.
My upcoming pick is a little tricky. Part of me wants to recommend Dracula Untold, a gothic origin story coming out in October. I really like the concept, but had no interest in it until I saw, what else? The first trailer, which very much sold me on the movie. Now about that trailer, personally I think the music in the third act is what... Fine, I'll stop. For now. In the end, though, I think I'm going to recommend The Expendables 3, making this episode of Recommendation Domination an expendable sandwich. Expendables 3 looks to carry on the legacy of its predecessor, which I just talked about, so I won't go into any more than just explosions, one-liners, guns, fighting. I want all that, please. Instead, I would like to spend this time talking about a recent controversy, I guess, surrounding the film. For those who don't know, Expendables 3 was recently rated PG-13, whereas the other two films were rated R. Now this has raised some red flags for people, as it kind of implies that the studio is interfering creatively with the film in order to maximize box office returns. After thinking back on Expendables 2 though, I realized that it wasn't the excessive blood that made me enjoy the action of that movie. It was the setup, the absurdity of it all. It was the fact that Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger are riding around an airport in a smart car, spraying wildly and mowing down every baddie in sight. I didn't need the little CGI squibs spurting everywhere to enjoy that wonderful moment. So I still recommend checking out Expendables 3 in August, because I don't think the softer rating necessarily means a less enjoyable film, at least not for me. I think I'm doing a written review of it when it comes out, so check back in when I know for sure. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Please check out all the movies I talked about. I think you'd enjoy them, maybe. I don't know you personally, so whatever. And thanks as always for watching. I would want to end on a strong note, say something special right here, but no matter how strong the note is I end on, it's always kind of ruined by the obligatory annotations section coming up in a few seconds, so... You know the drill. Click on the little video playing there to see the last episode of Recommendation Domination, click on the words to see the whole playlist, and click on rulethirds.com to go to, well, rulethirds.com.